In this video, we're going to go through looking for trading setups and volume leaders. So we're going to look at a couple different tickers. Some of them will be retrospective, and then we'll do a couple forward-looking ones: Abercrombie, GameStop, Alibaba, PayPal, a couple others. So starting off with Abercrombie and Fitch. So I have this set to the 90-day view right now, and pretty interesting. You can see some what are probably buys here. Number 4 and 2 ranked down here in a period of accumulation. And then we can see a cluster of very large 9, 10, 13 ranked. So these are basically top 100 all-time trades, or going back as far as the data set goes, which is I believe 2004. So this is interesting, right? And if we zoom in a little bit closer, so it's I usually like to start high level and then we can kind of drill in. Let's go down to the 90 days, and we can clearly see here a 9 and 20 ranked. So, institutions, they have very strict systems and policies, and they're much better than retail traders at buying low and selling high. So even though we can't know for sure what the positions are, many of them tend to come at pivot points, especially large ranked ones. So number 9 and 20 up here, this could have been a good signal to go short, and indeed it was. And then here we're back in a period of accumulation, kind of moving back up. So maybe 13 was a buy. It's hard to say, but I think that spotting number 9 and 20 a week or two ago would have been good indications to get short. Also, after a move of this size from 150 to almost 200, I think that this is a high probability setup for shorts. So let's go and look at the same thing on GameStop. So here, we're at the 90 days. Let me pull this into 30 days. And here, this is pretty interesting. So again, we see not too much in the accumulation periods, but then as we move up, number 23, so the 23rd largest trade that we have in the database, this was very clearly a sell. And then again here, number 58, both of these coming, top 100 ranked trades, both of these coming at the local high. So I think, again, another great example of if you set alerts in volume leaders, or you're kind of skimming through the top ranked trades for each day, seeing what's happened over the previous couple weeks in a name can really kind of start to indicate pivot points. And that's predominantly what I use volume leaders for, is looking for institutional positioning, inferring long or short, and then kind of taking actions based on that information. So now let's go over to JP Morgan. So on this one, let's drill back. Okay, so we're on 90. Let's do 30 days. And again, some top 100 ranked trades here. This is interesting. I think number 10, we can clearly see was at a pivot, number 84 to pivot, and then 90 as well. So a low, a high, and then we have a move lower. So potentially now the play is you're looking for another rank trade, or something kind of similar to one of these. You'll notice even the non-top 100 rank trades are also very close to pivot points. So looking for another large trade might indicate a bottom, potentially a couple days around here, or maybe if it breaks 195, maybe we'll go down to 192 and we'll see something pop up here. You notice that these lines also kind of indicate the areas where a lot of trading activity has taken place. And so these are usually levels of relative support and resistance. So now natural gas, ultra short natural gas. Obviously, this is inversely correlated with energy or naturally gas. And you can see here over the last 90 days that we have a number of top ranked trades. Now, the color coding, you can see a dark pool block, dark pool sweep. If you go to the Getting Started Guide and Volume Leaders, it'll kind of break down what each of these mean. But again, here we can see that there are some significantly ranked trades. So we have a period of distribution here. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, we know that this was distribution. So these were probably sells. We don't really know. But then when we see this breakdown, right, this breakdown below 65, and then we see the second largest trade in this name. And then really what this is kind of telling us is, at the time we might have thought, hey, this might be a buy, but we never see it get back above that 65 level. Maybe on this downdraft right here, this kind of confirmation candle, or perhaps here on the retest and the reject, maybe this is where we would go short. And we can see that this continues down quite substantively to around $36. We didn't really see anything here, so no signals, at least in volume leaders, to get long. But again, we can see another rank trade here at a pivot where price subsequently moved back down, and potentially it's in a process of finding a double bottom here. That remains to be seen. But again, looking out for some of these institutional positioning signals, and again, setting alerts can go a long way. Baba, this one's been interesting. We saw a lot of buys during a period of accumulation. Again, we're looking back 90 days here, and we can see on the most recent pullback, we actually don't see any major sells, which is to me is a good thing, right? I've been bullish on Baba for a while, and I think that this has higher to go after its low of mid 60s, and now here, what I think that these two are probably more likely to be reaccumulation, right? So price coming back down, holding a key support level above 75, right, between 75 and 80. So if this starts to move higher, potentially your long signal is getting back above 80. But definitely think that this is an interesting chart. PayPal. So this one's also interesting. It has been kind of a favorite in the Twitter finance community for I'd say at least the last 6 to 9 months. But it's not really done much, right? And we can see it's kind of consolidated sideways for the last 3 months. Let me go back and pull it back to January 1st. And now we can see a period of consolidation. But then here we have a cluster of activity right around this level, right? So low to mid 60s. And we can see a high rank trade. So the only top 100 trade, number 60, ranked number 66. Here a couple days ago, right around the $62 to $63 level. And then we just had this significant breakout today. Now, one thing to keep in mind too is also considering information and news, right? So yesterday, PayPal CEO was at a conference and he mentioned that they are trending ahead of their guidance for this next quarter. So that was obviously bullish. And then we saw positioning. I believe Paul Tudor Jones sold some NVIDIA to kind of roll some of that position into PayPal, or at least take a stake in PayPal. So looking for confluence there through news and other factors can also be a high probability way to set yourself up for success. So let's go down real quick to the 30-day. And again, we can see here a period of distribution potentially. We can see these typically come near the highs or lows. And again, we see this start to grind, kind of grinding up to the breakout point, which was right at 64.50 about. So again, another good signal here to potentially get long. And this has been quite a nice move from 63 to 67 today. And if you do want to kind of change some of these different parameters, the main ones I would focus on is obviously the ticker, the date range. So we have some predefined ranges, or you can set a custom range, and then flipping between the rank trades. So I usually go between 3 and 10 just to kind of see what that looks like. And let's go ahead and look at the last one. So this one just hit today. Very interesting. So this is SVIX, which is short VIX or inverse VIX. And if you're familiar with VIX, the volatility index, it moves inversely with the market. So SPY, QQQ, etc. So basically, what we're seeing here is a dark pool sweep, which a sweep is typically signals a position with urgency, right? Someone wants to get into this position quickly. Dark pool is on a non kind of traditional or off market exchange, not off market, but different than like your Schwab's and equities brokerages. So we can see here that we today had a number one ranked trade. So out of all time, we have a number one ranked trade here today, right at the highs on SVIX. So since this is inversely correlated with VIX, this could either be a buy or a sell. Now we don't know yet, but what we do know now is that this is an important level. So 46.50, you might set alerts above and below, and then kind of see where things trend over the next couple of days, and this might give you a signal of what is going to happen with VIX. So if this starts moving down, short VIX starts moving down, then that would mean the VIX is moving up. And if the VIX is moving up, then the stock market, Qs, most other components in there will also be moving down. So a little bit of forward looking on this one. We can come back and see in the next couple days, but definitely, when you see number one or even top 10 ranked names across certain tickers is very interesting. And again, one thing to keep in mind is like the trade size in relation to the name, right? So a um, a trade of 325,000 shares that ranks number one for the short VIX, the SVIX ETF. But if you're looking at SPY or QQQ, it's very rare that you'll see a top five, top 10 trade, because it would be a much higher dollar value, because those names are much, much, much more liquid. So something to keep in mind there as well. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave any comments below if you have questions. Thanks for watching.